This is gonna be a nightmare to edit. My smoke alarm won't stop going off because the battery's low. But anyways, I decided I wanted to tour some old sketchbooks. This one is now 4 years old, and this is the fourth one from 2014. And I used to really love these types of sketchbooks, but here lately I have like a stack of sketchbooks I'm trying to complete, so I haven't bought one of these in a while. And I don't even know if I have another one of these in my stack over there. So, the next one is also one of those. And, there's this one. And the third one is also one of those. Well, this one's the fourth one, technically. That's gonna be fun when I get to it. But I didn't really decorate the cover of these just because I didn't really want to. And later on, I wrote this stuff on it. And let's get into it. So, I tape random stuff in my start of my sketchbooks where I used to all the time. So, to see Iron Man 3, my teacher wrote my name down on a desk for assigned seating back then because I was still in high school. So I just kept that, and it's really folded up because it was in my pocket for weeks. I had some candy, and we were doing reading in English. So I think this was my junior year. And I went to a Celtic festival in my sophomore year, and I had that laying around in my room, so I just threw it in here. And then this one I had laying on my desk and on one of my bulletin boards for years, and I finally just taped it in here. And this was from like 8th grade in high school, I think. I mean, middle school. It's kind of embarrassing, because this was hanging on the school wall for weeks. And it's laminated, so I can't, but that's kind of embarrassing. And, there's just some pony stickers. Because the sketchbook is so old, pages have fallen out, and I've just thrown stuff in here. So, this one's kind of odd, because it's from February, but it's in here. And this one was from November. Well, not from November. It was from... So I just kind of threw it in there, and I think it's going to stay. And I used to waste a lot of paper. Let's just put it that way. And I was taking German classes around this point, and I came up with an idea for a story, and basically he's a graffiti artist during the Nazi war era. That's the whole idea, basically. And as you can see, back then I was quite heavy-handed with the pens. I don't think I could have drawn on the back of these anyway, even if I wanted to. And more wasted paper. And there's this one. More wasted paper. See, nowadays I have tape on the back if I couldn't use it. And this was from an idea of the series where there was a god who was like in charge of multiple universes. So these are the universes. And he needed help, and he can shift into different forms. He gets the help of a bunch of kids for some reason. And then there's this one. This one was on my bulletin board for a long time, too. And I just did it on notebook paper for some reason. And this one was on my bulletin board for a long time, too. Except I made a digital piece of this. I don't know if I still have it. But I'll have to look into that. If I do, you'll see a picture of it somewhere. And there's the date I did it. But that's all that's on the back, so it's kind of wasteful. And there's this random paper from my PE class that I just threw in here, as you can tell. And I made an 80 on it, so I just threw it in here. And my friend was in art at the time. Well, I wasn't. I didn't really have art classes until my senior and junior year, I think. And they were doing printmaking at the time, so they did the Warren high school host club twins. And yeah. So, let's see. There's this failure. That's more wasted paper. And at the time, me and my friends were really into fandoms and stuff. So, Hetalia in a vampire AU. That's embarrassing. And a while ago, I threw out all my notebooks, so I just taped the extra stuff in here. So it's not as wasteful, but it's still pretty wasteful that I didn't use all the pages. America from Italia. I think that's me and one of my friends at the time. A cat. Trixie, where I messed up the mouth, so I just kind of tore it out and redrew the smile on her. That's a bad habit too. That's not good. And I don't know if you can see it anymore, but there's a tape piece of paper over that from where I messed up and redid it. More school notebook drawings. I don't know why I drew in so many notebooks at the time. I think these were for my schoolwork, actually. That was probably annoying for my teacher. Alright, teachers. And, this is the same character, I think. Well, if you can read that, then. I think this was when I started getting into writing cursive more. So I used to write in print all the time. And, at first I drew this way, I think. And, it just kind of turned into a dress. So that's why I said, oh, it's a dress. Kind of stupid. And, I did this one. And I was going to finish it. But a lot of my friends said it was like dark-haired Elsa, so I felt too embarrassed to finish it. And, there's a bunch of doodles on this page. So there's Attack on Titan, if you don't know that. And some speech bubbles, and the rest is just kind of all over the place. And then I did a humanized Mod Pie for My Little Pony. I used to be a lot more into My Little Pony than I am now. I'm still into it, because I like drawing it now, but another doodle. This one was a doodle by my friend at the time. Oof. So that's where that came from. I used to let my friends draw my sketchbooks and notebooks all the time. And if they're still around, I would let them still draw my sketchbooks if they wanted to, but they're probably annoyed at me. Just doodles from my notebook. And, at the time, I did these, I did a file of this digitally. And I was going to sell the base to it. I don't think anybody would have wanted it anyway. Except me, so. And I did have the image of it somewhere, but I think the file of the original lines for these is long gone, so. More doodles from my notebooks. This was also on the back of this assignment, if you can tell, but I don't know which this is from. Probably health class. And, I drew him on the back. And it was a cigarette, but I changed it to pencils, so that way, like, if anybody saw it, I'd be like, ooh, he's smoking. Because that's high school. More doodles. So this is a finalized version of an OC that I was working on at the time. She looks completely different now. She was supposed to be a witch. And, like, I was going to do an animation with her, 'cause I used to do a lot of animations, too, but I don't do it as often. This was an art trade with somebody back a long time ago. And, I don't know if I still have the original of this. This was going to be, like, her sister, and they both had different personalities. Again, that's part of the witch animation. That was another finalized design at the time. And then I did a bunch of these. They look very emo. And I drew this for ACE awareness back in the day. But at the time, it doesn't look like it makes really sense. But it says it right there at least, so. At least I know what it's for. More doodles. And that's pretty heavy hand with a pen. And this just seems like a waste because there's all this space. And there's a bunch of black lines on the back of this, but I taped notebook paper over it. It's had somebody else's name on it, but I just kind of whited it out because they don't go by that anymore. This was a clarinet OC I adopted to one of my friends at the time. And at the time, I got like 200 followers, I think, on Tumblr. So I did this of myself for that, but I don't think anybody cared. Again, I was in German class at the time, so I drew this. And I think I drew these around the same time, but these are my first watercolor paintings. I don't know where I got the watercolor paints in particular, so I don't really know what brand this is, but this looks terrible now. I could do a lot better now, but I think this sketch looks kind of interesting just because these are in here. As you can see, I was quite heavy with the paints. And just character and like his hair is falling out. Because he used to be a girl. That was the idea at the time. Kind of not that well executed. More waste of paper. More waste. More waste. Okay, so these, I left my sketchbook at home. So my friend Edward, he let me borrow a little notebook full of paper. And so I just drew that for the day. And then I taped them in this sketchbook. So there's like 2 here. And I gave the notebook back to him at the end of the day. So, because I need something to draw on when I'm in school. Whether that's notebook paper or my sketchbook. But I felt bad for leaving my sketchbook at home. This is the first drawing of one of my OCs. She went through a lot of changes over the years. If I were to draw again today, she'd go through similar changes, I think. I don't really like the design that I changed her to. So I'd probably base it on this again, if I were to redesign her. And here you can see how heavy the ink I was on that one, too. Devil America from Italia. It's embarrassing. I think I was coming up with another Attack on Titan OC at the time. Because me and my friends used to play that game all the time. Like, not my school friends, but my online friends. We used to play it all the time. And when I came home from school. Okay, so these were the first designs of that Witch OC animation that I was doing. And my friend liked these 2, so I finished those off in those other 2 pictures. Because I think I did the sketchbook out of order. Wasteful. Wasteful. Oh my god. Oh my god. Tiger Star from Warrior Cats. So at the time I was getting out of Warrior Cats, but I still kind of liked it at the time. These days I still kind of like it, but I don't read them, and I don't create for it anymore. I just like the memories, I guess. Wasteful. Iron Man and Captain America. That's embarrassing. I think I was trying to do more facial shapes at the time. And changing my style for like a 50 billionth time. This was an OC I adopted from a friend. I think I finished this, but not traditionally. America from Italia again. Let's see, this page fell out. And I just have it placed in that folder. So I think I'll finally do that. Elvis Trancy from Black Butler. That's embarrassing. Portions are all wrong, too. Wasteful. This was my OC, my Attack on Titan OC from the games we used to play, because they introduced custom models at the time, so we made OCs. First drawing of Charlie. And I really got into mystery skulls at that time. Again, I let my friends draw in my sketchbooks. So this page I gave to them that free reign over. I was going to do a comic page, but now it's just kind of wasteful. This OC, I don't remember if I drew that or my friend drew that, honestly. But I think I edited it out when I posted it, so where you couldn't see it. I think that post is all gone though now. But at least I still have the sketchbook, so. Wasteful. More wasteful. More wasteful. And I used to do test pages on the back. So a lot of this is just colored pencil lines. And then just random quotes that I just threw in there. This page is falling off too, as you can see. And then I just threw these in the back because they belong to the same time period, like I said. So this is another one of my first watercolor paintings. The tape's still on it from where I used to hang these on my door for the longest time. My family kept being like, "What is this? What is this?" And that's kind of embarrassing too. And I used salt for the first time on the background, and I've just never used it again, actually. But you can see how heavy-handed I was with the watercolor paint. I'm surprised it stayed on well at all. And then on the back, I think I used a charcoal pencil on accident. So I just added tape over it so it'd stay. That's not good. And then this is like my third ever watercolor painting. And I was going to do an S-blog of Demon America and Werewolf Prussia. That's embarrassing too. So that's the end of the sketchbook. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.